Go for it.
Friggin' what up, dude? Strider Wilson, and I'm the host of this podcast that's mine. Going to be called History is Dank. History is Dank with Strider Wilson. Dankness from the heart.
Friggin' what up, dude? Welcome back to another ep of History is Dank, dude. Back to back, we got Luke Null co-hosting in the house. Let's freaking let it rip, dude. We got
I'm
Aaron.
revved up.
And Luke, what up? Sorry, dude. What up? What's going down?
Not too much. Just got my ears lowered by a lady who kind of had my same mullet haircut, and I knew I was in good hands.
Yep, she kind of gave you, when you were looking at that haircut, did you say do you think she just gives everyone her haircut?
You know what? It made me more confident in her that she had the haircut. I was like, give me what you're rocking, but less asymmetrical.
Yes.
You know what I mean? She had...
You gotta rock and roll, dude. I mean, it's a good look. I like that look. You're pulling it off nice.
I'm doing my best.
Has your wife seen it yet?
She placated me. She gave me the you know what? It's gonna look good in a couple. And I'm like, all right, leave me alone and let me live my life.
Yeah, dude. If my wife says
What is it
nothing,
with wives complaining about your haircut the minute you get home from it?
It hurts because you were saying like
It's so short.
Yeah,
no news is good news kind of from your hair.
Correct.
Yeah.
Or from your wife. If she's like doesn't say shit, that means you're probably good.
It's a good haircut. If she comes up and goes, no, they did a nice job.
That means you had a bad haircut.
That's when I know I look like a penis.
Exactly.
I walk around and I look like a dick with arms and legs.
What's the longest your hair's ever been?
Dude, in college, I had
bet
it long. I had it like kind of down to my shoulders, but it kind of, poofs out. And then you know what I did?
You get the waves?
Waves, yep. And not exactly like tight curls, but not little curlier than yours, like up top. Like you've got nice waves.
It'll eventually curl down in the mullet zone.
It's kind of perfect.
Hey,
it's kind of perfect.
We're doing our best.
But I did do a Padawan learner braid after I had that grown out. I took it low, basically down to like a number 8 buzz, and then had a real Padawan learner braid, dude.
Truly disgusting, and I love it.
Yeah, it was.
Do you have a picture of that?
I should try to find one somewhere.
Because I've always wanted
Probably
to like
Facebook.
commit to like the like curly Q pig's ass rat tail. You know what I mean? Like the stupid long 1995 rat tail, or a Padawan braid with like a bead or something, and you know what I mean? Like
dude,
I want
yes.
like one single bead towards the end.
Dude, I should have put a bead in there. When the lady that did the haircut, she couldn't believe I was asking for it. I was like, please just do it. And I showed her Anakin.
Yeah.
And then she put in like not beads, but like some color,
like rubber
tiny
band?
little rubber bands, like 3 little ones at the bottom.
See, if I could rip,
Sick.
like I have terrible facial hair, like truly white trash, like patchy garbage. Can't do it.
Yeah, same.
But it sucks. But like I always remember the bassist from System of a Down putting a bunch of rubber bands in his beard, and me being
bro.
like, I would do that because you look like you are absolutely like mean to dogs.
You don't tolerate, and your dog sleeps in the rain. Dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, that's hilarious. That made me laugh. Like, made me think of this. I have a coworker who isn't masculine, and do you know men that do this where they're like, they'll pick like one trait that they have. Like he can grow a good beard. So he's like, that's a high sign of testosterone. And I'm like, everything else in your life is like, you play pickleball,
Stuff's not
bro.
going well for you.
Yeah,
or like you're overcompensating a little bit.
You wear glasses, you're 5'8", you're not jacked, but he's like, but dude, I have a beard. So it's, it's just a sign of being a good, ancestor. It keeps germs away. It's my ancestors.
It's
were
objectively
strong.
germier.
Yeah, it's gross.
How many times have you seen like I see like flecks of French fry in your like facial hair, dog?
Oh,
Like
yeah,
ain't no way that thing is catching. Like that's what it's supposed to do.
Totally.
Your hair is supposed to be like a filter for bullshit. That's why we got them little eyebrows, right?
Mm-hmm. Dude, you know what I'm thinking, bro? We should do? You know how there's No Shave November, there's like a month or whatever?
Right. No nut, too. When do we
And
start doing both?
Yeah, dude, I got to
Pick one alliterative thing.
Yeah, and I'm doing both. I've got to get my nut, dude.
I'm
Otherwise,
getting my nut.
Yeah, and I'm going to give it to myself like a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my ancestors,
Yeah, 'cause
my high testosterone is me nutting
That's right.
on the daily.
That's right.
Sometimes 2 in a
Oh,
day.
you don't jack off and cry. Oh, interesting. Seems like you didn't. You must have, evolved from weak cavemen.
Yeah, exactly.
Weak cavemen.
My caveman ancestors were jacking off and sobbing.
Yep.
And they had a nice progeny down the line.
That's what a caveman's handprint is on the wall. It's a portrait of who they love. He loves his hand.
That's true. Yeah, you're just painting whatever you're fucking. So it's a lot of like
Yes.
buffalo, your hand.
Some of your other bros in the party or
There's
your
definitely
tribe
some guys.
members.
They got long hair.
Yeah, exactly. It's
They
fine.
got kind of dreads.
And it's lonely. You know what I mean? Come on.
Do you think that dreads is the natural hair of like the caveman? Because I feel like the caveman
gets so matted. I think it gets so matted. Like, yeah, probably.
because they didn't cut.
Actually,
that
dude, we
shit. Oh,
did a thing on Otzi the Iceman. He actually cut his hair.
Okay.
He had a fresh haircut, actually,
Before he froze up.
before he froze up and died. So like he was technically late period Copper Age, so he was more evolved. So like
Right.
a caveman from
Not-
like
not
30,000 years ago.
Cro-Magnon.
Yeah, Cro-Magnon or a Dionysus or whatever the hell they call it.
Yeah.
Australopithecine.
Australopithecine.
Yeah, Diocletian, whatever.
I'll tell you what. I remember being in AP US history or AP World History in high school, and it's starting out in the prehistory era, and I'm like, I remember sitting there and being like, "Fuck this." Like she's like, "We have no written anything from this period," and I'm like, "What are we doing? Taking?
Yes.
Why are you giving me a test about it then if y'all don't even know?" You know what I mean?
Luke, let me tell you. Here's the thing. Yeah, it's theory. They say we operate on like 3% of history. 97%'s gone to whatever the ages,
Right.
destroyed, whatever. Facts.
And we're trusting
Changed
a lot
by
of
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Changed because the
First-hand
victories make the
sources.
facts.
Yes, that's
exactly.
true.
So we could be just using misinformation. Exactly.
we are for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We are
It's
for
true.
sure.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm saying like with that when it comes to like studying like Australopithecine and like the Neanderthals and all that stuff.
Africanus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like at this point, this is a science class.
Yes.
You know, I get that it's good to learn
It's
about it. And
paleonto-
like,
yeah.
but I'm like
paleontology,
we're in
but-
history right now, and y'all, none of them wrote anything down. So how are we even? You know what I mean?
It's true.
I don't know.
It's true. But then you
Maybe
learn.
that's ignorant.
You know,
Well, the first
There's
guy that
something
came
to
up with
it.
like cave drawings and was like, "Yo,
it's
there was
sick.
a lightning bolt. We gotta document this." Or like, how do we?
Yes, exactly.
Somebody was like, someone has to write this fucking down. Yeah,
It's sick, dude. There's that cave in France, whatever, the Forgotten Dreams. Sick.
yeah. Weird that was like a French.
The French one, and then there's another one where there's like, somewhere in Europe, but it's like it's not humans. It's like a distant relative of a human, like even farther. Like you know how there's like mitochondrial Eve or like Lucy, where it's like one of those
Yeah,
fucking
people from
bipedals. People.
Where you're like,
Fucking
you're
people
not
from-
a human being, but we could see somewhere where we share a common
Yes.
ancestor. Yeah.
They have like burial areas, which is like, did they believe? And then scholars are all excited because it's like, is that like we're a god thing? Like, is there a god in the DNA? Then they get really excited about, it and they're like, well, what about like an elephant graveyard? Where like they
remember.
remember their dead and stuff, and is that a sign of religion? And you know, that's one part of religion is remembering dead and where the body goes. And
Sure.
they could also just be sad. They could be like, my boy Darren's gone, dude.
Dude, I
That
thought
guy was fucking tight.
I've been ripping a lot on what we as humans do with our dead bodies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it is pretty wild that we have, as a society, have kind of evolved to where it's like, yo, you need to spend like a couple grand on a sick ass, nice cherry wood
Yeah.
coffin, and it's like, again, to prevent like the decomposition. Like that's something that is
I know.
like the driving force, and it's like, well, you don't want to be worm food. It's like, doggy, we're burying you in the ground.
Yeah, you're done.
You're cooked. How about make them worms enjoy us some sauce? I'm not coming back up.
Totally.
Like, drop me in the hole, put some dirt. Even that's weird.
Yes.
Even that's, and then there's like torching your body, and then the ashes, and then people being like, sprinkle my ashes on this. Is like, how about just throw me in the trash, dog? I don't know. Or like,
exactly, dude.
or use me in
Use
your
me as
compost.
compost. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Let me
something
regrow
positive.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plant like a tree in my chest or
Yeah.
something like that.
Plant a chicken nugget tree
Oh,
over top of me and let me
dude.
grow into some chicken nuggets.
Fuck yeah, or a money tree so you can make bank off of
So
me,
you can
dude.
make fat stacks off my freaking
Exactly,
corpse,
dude.
from my bloated corpse.
From my freaking butt, dude, that I spread on OnlyFans, dude, and
Did
then really spread it forever in my afterlife.
Did you know,
From
and
a
this is
tree.
real truth, did you know, I'm going for the cam. Did you know that the guy that invented Pringles was buried, his ashes are buried in a Pringles can? That's real. That's a little history for you. But then I started to think, okay, so if you invent something cool like that, like Pringles, are there other people who died and they're like, I invented the fleshlight, like jam me in a fleshlight, like burn my body up, jam me in a fleshlight, take it to the limit.
One of my favorite, like, weekend update jokes that I remember from when I was younger, when it would like replay on Comedy Central, is a joke that I was like always like it's like clicked in my brain. I was like, oh, that's funny, and I forget who said it. It might have been Dennis Miller. It might have
Jinx.
been it might have been Dennis Miller, to be honest, because he was always on the update host at that time. But he's like the inventor of bubble gum died, and they buried him under a movie seat. And I was like, that's pretty funny.
That's pretty
And I
good.
was like, I like it.
See,
I like
that's
it.
kind
I
of
like it. Yeah.
that's kind of born of the same sauce.
Yes,
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Or under a high school desk.
yeah, exactly.
Under high school desk, yeah, 100%.
touching gum underneath a chair or a desk or something is like so fucking gnarly.
So grody.
It is so nasty. And I'm
bro.
like, oh man. And I zoom back where I'm like, am I part of the problem? Like, am I somebody who's ever like? Have you ever stuck gum underneath?
I don't stick it anywhere. No.
I just swallow the gum.
Yes, but
Like
do you
an
believe in
adult.
the myth though? Is it going to be in your system
No.
for 7 years?
I looked it up.
No.
I googled it. No, guess what it is? It's sugar, and it digests like anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why would they tell us that lie?
So that
Who does
we
that?
would,
So we would stick it somewhere?
Yeah. I feel like, well, we all also know that like unsatisfying feeling of like swallowing your gum when it has no
Yeah.
flavor left.
Yeah.
That's not good either.
Yeah.
But there is something satisfying about doing one of these,
For sure. That's what I was gonna say.
like when you're outside.
Yes,
you
bro.
know,
Yeah.
a little
Just a
biodegradable
little-
action.
it's so nice, dude.
I did it down in
spitting,
San
dude.
Clemente before that gig of mine,
Bro.
I was down there and I'm like, you know what? I'm ripping a big fat hubba bubba, and I'm like, and it had the satisfying.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And then like a cactus or something.
Like, remember a dugout in Little League? There'd be
Oh, yeah.
shit everywhere. I've actually probably stuck it under the bench in a Little League bench.
The Little
probably.
League bench though, that's what it's for.
True.
And I also
True.
like the what is it? What's a big league chew?
Great gum.
It is pretty wild that like someone like I remember like a dad had to explain it
Yeah.
to like 10-year-olds and be like, "Hey, this is like actually like meant to be dip."
Yeah, exactly.
And we're like,
yeah.
I had no idea what he even meant. Like I needed clarification on like this gum is simulating doing something you're not allowed to do.
Dude, I used to get candy cigarettes.
Candy cigarettes.
They sold them
rock.
at Ruby's. Remember Ruby's Diner? You could buy them at Ruby's at the counter.
Candy cigs though, they were always, I felt like, pretty low effort because the candy cigs, I'm like, you're not even lying to me by as though these aren't Lucky Strikes. Like,
Yes.
you're like, you're not even gonna give me a little candy filter.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like it's just a white stick. You know what I mean? Like no filter
Take
at
the
all.
filter off, dude. Filters are for wimps, dude.
Filters are for wimps,
Get
dude.
them off, dude.
That's my beard. That's my
yeah, that
you
is
have a beard?
us.
Oh yeah, I smoke filterless cigs.
My ancestors also used no filters, so that's what's up, dude.
My ancestors barely used rolling papers. They would just toss loose tobacco into the air and fucking smoke that down in one.
This should be a new segment where it's just called Grandpa Talk.
Grandpa talk.
Luke, where you and I just talk about sick shit our grandpas did, dude.
Dude,
Yeah, dude. My grandpa won World War II. Pretty sick, dude.
my grandpa fought on the wrong side.
Ooh.
Yeah, he fought for Japan.
Yeah, man, my grandpa was
He was
yeah.
a white guy
He was-
from Cincinnati too, and he's like, "Y'all, we're
like,
doing
dude.
fucked up stuff back home. I'm on y'all side."
He had a freaking. He was the very first dude ever to decorate his mantle with a katana.
Yeah, yeah.
Katana sword or whatever. And he's like, dude, I fucking love this shit. He was into anime.
Yeah,
back
he was a
then.
weeb.
Yeah.
Yeah, my grandma was a body pillow.
Dude, so I think also, hey, we got Aaron going beast mode on the sticks. What up, Aaron?
What up? Guys, I'm a little bit older than you.
Yeah.
I lived through the Vanilla Ice era.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
good
baby.
times.
I shaved an A in the back of my head once.
Did
A1A,
you?
Beachfront Avenue.
Yeah, I was probably 8 or 9 years old, and it was not good.
Yeah, the
The
worst thing.
barber did not seem to know what I wanted. Did not give me a fat A, which is what I was hoping for.
Oh, he gave you a lowercase?
Give me a skinny. Uppercase, but skinny. Was not symmetrical. Yeah, it was bad.
In the Scarlet Letter, she wears an A on the front.
Yeah.
For adultery, right?
Adultery,
Yeah.
He
For
basically
fucking
gave you a
around.
Scarlet Letter on the back, dude.
I mean, I don't think my classmates knew that.
Yeah.
They just were like, this is not nice looking.
I remember I had a barber in college, and he was like, he had like a horse ranch. I went to school at Ohio University out in the sticks, out in
baby.
Athens, Ohio, kind of in the foothills, middle nowhere, kind of in Athens. And I remember asking him, I was like, was there ever like a hair craze that like everybody in town was getting, like everyone that went to OU got? And he was like, 100%. When the day that Top Gun came out, he's like, everybody was rolling through here being like, give me the Tom Cruise
Really?
Top Gun. I'm like, that's just like a military
Yeah, it's just like kind of like a flat top.
And he's like,
high
no,
and
no.
tight.
because Tom Cruise had like, he had like the little, he's got a bit of a, like a,
Bangs,
yeah, he's got a little more going on there. But yeah, I remember he was just like, I didn't know what to give people because like your head's not shaped like that.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Your hair's not like that. And so I'm just like,
like-
giving people crew cuts.
It's like, look, dude, Tom Cruise is attractive. You're not. This is
You're a
gonna
thumb.
work out. Yeah, exactly. You should exactly. Dude. You are a thumb.
I feel like that sometimes too, where I'll like see somebody that like is like taking a big swing on a haircut, and you're like, nah, man, I'm kind of
Yeah.
too much thumb to be able to pull that off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to buzz my hair all through high school, mainly in college, just out of laziness and just being like,
It's easy.
yeah, give me the number 4. I'll let it grow back.
You can pull it off though, because you're also a hat guy too.
Yeah, I wear a hat a lot. I hate my hair. My hair looks like I've been working in like a hairnet in a cafeteria serving sloppy joes all day. Like that. Doesn't it look like it looks like it's? I have hairnet. It looks like I've.
You have good hat
looks like
hair,
there's
though.
You got
permanently
good
a
hat
hairnet.
hair.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
take that hat off and still be respected. I
That's how I
cannot.
famously do my hair is with a beanie, dude. Back in the day,
Oh, really? You were beanie was your move.
I would put a beanie on in high school. Like when it got longer, I'd put a beanie on. But I went to private Catholic school, so you couldn't wear a beanie.
Not
in
allowed.
class. No hats, no beanies.
Yeah, no hats was a thing in my
Yeah,
school. You couldn't do hats, which
Yeah,
I'm not a hat guy, but in the last like couple years, I've transitioned into like going for it.
totally. And it's like I mean, maybe at least in California, a lot of schools are outdoors because Southern California because the weather's
Right.
nice. Maybe other parts of the country I can see wearing no hat. It's mostly indoors, but I don't know. Like this school saying you can't protect yourself from the sun. It's kind of whack, dude.
Kind of whack, and it's also like, I don't know, let us live.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, with hat stuff, I feel like when I wear a hat, I look like a guy who you need to guard your drink around at a music festival. And you're like, damn, you this guy's really into Empire of the Sun. To that one song they have.
He's always lingering around, like what side my drink's on, just being like, "Hey, man."
Walking on a dream.
Honestly, that song's kind of a banger. I'm not.
It's a
That
great
is
song.
it's the only one I know
One
too.
of my wife's favorite bands.
It's-
Really?
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
I
They
think
have
they're
more
coming
than
to-
that song.
They're coming to L.A.
Oh yeah,
I think they're coming to L.A.
I'm gonna see them.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you see them
that's-
at the bowl. It's crazy.
Dude.
Sick.
Yeah, they're doing the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
Oof. Wow.
Yeah. There's something that someone else is playing there that I like. I don't remember.
But yeah, I don't look good with a
AC/DC?
hat. But I can do a backwards
Love
hat.
AC/DC. Yeah, backwards hat, legit.
I can do
Legit.
backwards hat. I don't know. There's certain kinds of hats though that I'm like, I just look wrong in it.
Yes. Yeah. It's like some dudes like that like director style hat. Like I like a classic trucker hat. Like this is kind of that, but it doesn't have the whatever mesh in the back. But
I can't really do the mesh.
I don't like the
too
mesh
good.
that much. I like this type of hat that's like a snapback.
Mm.
I don't like that like flat like director like dad hat like a
I know. I
you know
think
what
I
I'm
know what you're
about?
talking
with
about.
like too much of a
a
on it.
dad hat.
A dad hat or like a girl's baseball hat, like
Yeah.
a baseball hat but for ladies.
Yep.
No thanks.
Nah.
Some guys pull that off though. Some guys that's their look.
Some guys it's their look, and I'm also bad because I'm not a hat guy. Sometimes it's bad about like I'll be like, this hat looks sweet, and then I'll put it on and be like, I look like a chud. I look like a limp dick chud with this fucking hat on. I don't like it.
You know it's better to have no hat. You got a healthy head of hair. Let the people see it, dude.
Yeah. Let my greasy mullet flow.
I
Look,
like that,
It looks
dude.
gross, dude. I like it.
I like that. And you know what? You can play guitar, so that's good. If you had that and you couldn't play guitar, I'd be like, you might need to take it up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Walking on a dream.
That is the only song you know. You in the tabs. You just only know the tabs of that song.
Yeah, that's it's and I'm pretty sure it's just like pretty much just droning one chord the whole time. Like it's like yeah.
Bro, do you want to do a little
seg?
segment I like to call throwback, history throwback?
Let's do it.
So this is fun, dude. This is a throwback to your past. Imagine you could hop in a time machine, go back and fix anything in your life. So, for instance, I would go back and famously in 2017, I was working a Hollywood Foreign Press event at the hotel valeting, and they had a Dank like bolognese in the cafeteria, housed about 2 plates of that, and then I was like, fuck, dude, I'm pretty hungry right now. And then after that, immediately had Lucky Charms, and then the event broke, and it's like hundreds of people, so I was running like 2 minutes later, and you might think, Strider, you're going to throw up. Almost. I shit my pants while running for a Suburban, dude. So I'd go back and skip the bowl of cereal. I think it was the Lucky Charms.
You think it was the Charms that did it? It was
just too much. Actually, it was everything. It was the mixture.
But this would be like your, hey, hold up. If you do this, there's some concoction of whatever the formula is mixed together.
Yeah.
It ain't going to agree with you, and you're going to absolutely ruin this.
Correct.
Perfectly good unders.
You don't need the bowl of cereal on top of 2 plates of bolognese. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I was in my 30s. It wasn't even that long ago.
I like that you don't immediately go to the bolognese being the thing that made you shit. You're like, no, it was the cereal that's like
you're right.
not going to make you sick.
There's potentially in this throwback, I could go back and still shit my pants.
You still do.
I
don't eat the cereal.
And I'm like, okay. And then I disappear. I just saw a vision of myself, and I still shit.
And then
I come back to right now. This is how we know we're not in an alternate timeline, because I can't be like,
you got to go back.
Yeah, you got to go back.
We got to go back again. In fact, maybe the Lucky Charms would put something else in your stomach that, like, maybe you made it even worse, that it was just the bolognese. Then this is just like hot chili shits rather than you got a little something in there to kind of
Maybe I just need to go back and be like, dude, just call in sick. Just don't even go to work.
Oh, dude. Now I'm thinking of exactly the same scenario of like preventing a bad shart.
Anything that you want to go back and fix.
I know, but I feel like
you're a Skyline chili guy. You shit your pants all the time.
Here's the thing. I'm built for it. I'm built different. But they think ahead, though. They're like, we're going to put a full pound of shredded cheddar on top of that to really bind you up.
Smart.
And make that BM rough.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be brutal.
It's going to be, you're going to have to grunt it out.
Mm-hmm. You're laying bricks.
Yeah. You're laying Rosemary's Baby. You're giving birth to Satan himself. I would say the year is 2017. I attended the screening in
This
Brooklyn.
is also 2017?
Yes.
Wow.
The year of the shart. Or
yeah,
shit your
that
full
is the year
pants.
of the shart.
2017.
Did you still get a fat tip for that?
No,
Yeah.
it hit my tip pool. I like.
Oh, really?
No, I mean I stayed on the tip pool, but I wasn't making money. I had to go get a new pair of pants from the manager. I had to tell the manager, "Hey, I shit my pants,"
No.
and then I had to free ball the rest of the shift. Yeah, which just somehow felt violating, getting in someone's car, being like, "I'm not wearing underwear," but I was wearing full khaki pants. But yeah, it's like then I told them I shit my pants, man. Now I always have a second pair of underwear.
Do you BYO?
In my back of my car, I always have a second pair of underwear.
That's not a good to have.
My go bag is just underwear and Lucky Charms.
And Lucky Charms. I like the thing that you betrayed you in your mind. The Lucky Charms made you sick, not the 2 plates of bolognese of meat sauce. Who knows where it was from?
So true. It's just I don't know what meat that was. It was so greasy. Yeah, dude. Okay, sorry.
All right.
Yeah.
The year's 2017. I lived at the time in New York. I lived in Manhattan, but I went to the taping of Two Dope Queens. It was
I
on
remember
HBO.
Two Dope Queens. Yeah,
The Two Dope Queens. They're great. They're hilarious.
Yeah.
They did a taping in Brooklyn. Take my wife. We leave, and I took her to dinner beforehand at this nice Indian restaurant.
love Indian food.
But you know where I'm going.
Yes, I do.
Stuff's gurgling around.
Did you get the chicken tikka masala, which every white dude should get?
No,
when they
I
go
got
to
the thing.
Indian?
I was like, I don't want to be the
No.
standard white guy. I want to
No.
like get something that's going to be.
They have a dish for us,
yum-tastic.
Luke. They have a dish.
I know.
It's called the chicken tikka masala.
I got bold, and I remember the guy's like, "You want this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, if it's what's good." And so I eat it. Stuff's not going great in my gut
Sorry,
as I'm watching.
it was
the
a
show.
curry.
It was some
Okay.
kind of curry.
Curry will get you.
maybe a little paneer, something.
Mhm.
You know, it was good. It was great food going down.
Yes.
I leave, we exit, and we are in Brooklyn, and we live in Manhattan, so we are not close to home. And I just let out what I think to be a squeaker, and it is a full bowel evacuation. Like I can immediately feel it like dripping on the back of my fucking kneecaps.
Yeah, when you fart and you feel it on your ankle, you're like, what the fuck?
Just instant ooze.
Did that fart come out of my my Achilles?
Oh, it was rough. Like yeah,
Oh,
so I'm
no.
bleeding from. So I'm like right away. I like tell my wife, I'm like, I just fully liquidated.
Yeah, the face
my
you make
pants.
too, you just immediately just.
I go, we gotta take a right here and get out of this human river exiting this show so that I can go behind a dumpster and like take my pants and underwear off so I can throw away my fully but it's like so much liquid, like in such a shotgun blast, buckshot of shart, and we had to like ride multiple trains home. Like we were not close to home. We're like deep Brooklyn.
Oh man, yeah.
And then to make it even worse, the next morning, Caitlin is dogging on me, my wife, my dank-ass wife.
Love it. Let's go.
She's dogging on me the next day saying, you're so stupid. If you felt a gurgle in your stomach, you shouldn't freaking blast it off. You knew that was going to be some buckshot in there. And I'm like, and then I'm telling her the story. This is the day after. I go, it was the smallest fart. And I like turn around and I go, it was like, and I do it again.
No, and you literally shit your
I
pants
do
again?
it again. And I go, I literally just did it again. But at least this time I was in my apartment. But I'm like, it must have been the same delicious Indian food that liquidated me.
Okay, so what would you go back and change? Where do
go
you
back
think
and
you could
say,
help yourself?
Get the tikka, dog.
Yeah,
It's
bro.
right there.
You get the naan, you get the chicken tikka masala.
Yeah,
and you're
rip a
good.
garlic naan and some tikka. They're not going to judge you.
No.
You don't need to get the spiciest thing there.
Yeah, what are you trying to prove?
Well, and I think I was just trying to be like, cool. I was like, what's the dish of the house? And the guy was like, pretty spicy, but this, and it was really good. It was really good, like a vindaloo or
Oh,
something.
yeah, it sounds. I mean, it's always amazing, dude. Indian
always good
food's
stuff.
incredible.
It does liquidate you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Liquidates
Yeah,
you.
that's hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So I would definitely also use my time machine to zip back
Okay,
to prevent a bad shart.
and that same. I mean, it's something that we should always try to do. Would you go back and not change something in your past?
I've thought a little bit about
Like, what would you be like? This is good.
Yeah, like I've always had in my head, I'm like, when I was a kid, like when you die and you go to heaven, that you'll be able to have a chance to kind of bowl of popcorn, watch some of your best highlights from third person, and be
yeah.
like, this is you doing this thing, bird's eye view, kind
Yeah.
of like. And I think that there's a couple moments where it's like, that would have been sick to like watch this or that. But then again, you're probably like, this is not. It was way cooler to be 14, doing this rather than me watching it, and you're like, oh, that was actually pretty pathetic.
Yeah, totally.
But I thought it was a huge deal.
That's a great call. Like looking back, like the coolest moment I thought I ever had.
Yeah.
I've had some of those now where like I've become more self-aware. I'm like, oh, that was so lame.
Oh, dude, I was up in Put-in Bay at the Boy Scout Jamboree, and Put-in Bay is a little island in Lake Erie that you have. It's like you can see like Cedar Point, the famous roller coaster park. It's like in the lake, but it's like a spring break destination. Like you have to take a ferry to get out there, and it's like a little winery island and little town. So, but it's
Sounds
like
awesome.
but it's pretty white trashy too.
Ah,
And so they have like they sell like Mardi Gras beads and so I'm like a kid. I'm a Boy Scout in my Boy Scout uniform, and I have Mardi Gras beads, and I'm walking on the docks with some of my Boy Scout friends. And this guy who I can only describe, he's on a boat with two women, and he looks like Captain Stabbin'. Like he might be Captain Stabbin', like a bald guy, shades, and he's like, "Hey, I used to be a scoutmaster." We're like, "Cool," and he's like, he's like, "Throw me those beads you guys got," and we threw them to these two chicks, and he's like, "This is my gift from Troop 9 whatever to you guys," and these girls flashed us their boobs, and we were probably like 13, 14 maybe, and we were like, oh my God. We immediately run back to the camp. We're like, you guys got to go into town and buy beads and then follow us to the docks. There's some shit. But then like, I now look back on that moment as like being like 13 or 14 and thinking that was really cool. Those were grown women showing children their boobs, which is like not
totally,
great.
totally.
Pretty yuck.
Yep.
Captain Stabbin' though.
That's so funny, man.
Appreciate you, dog.
Dude, we famously, that guy's a legend, dude. He's a legend. That's cool. It's kind of the right age. I mean, it's like,
It meant a lot.
It's far
to
enough
us.
removed. Yeah, it's so cool. It's a core memory. It's awesome. I mean, I'm gonna say those ladies are heroes.
They were. They
I'm
really.
gonna say those ladies are saints.
And here's the thing.
Because when you start going to sleepovers and looking at booby movies with your buddies,
Yeah.
probably that age.
but it hits diff when you see them in the light of day IRL.
Oh, it's heaven, and you're not expecting it like that. Oh yeah, bro, that's so sick. I would just go back and try to be there with you. That's reason enough to join the Boy Scouts.
Honestly, yeah, it was as far as Boy Scout jamborees go,
Yeah,
pretty good camp out.
dude. So this is a Boy Scout story, but I was a page in Washington D.C. That was like one of my first jobs ever on Capitol Hill, and there was like a big Boy Scouts of America thing going on where they would all camp in the Mall of America.
Probably a big ass jamboree, probably a national jamboree.
Dude, it was a huge, it's a big ass jamboree. And bro, this is a gnarly story where I'm going. I shouldn't even be laughing right now. This is really bad. But like,
They stormed the Capitol.
yeah, dude, it was January 6th, and all the
Yeah,
Boy
all these
Scouts
Boy
came
Scouts
in, yeah, and they were like, yeah. And dude, I remember them just going on all these tours, and there's these underground tunnels, and it just smelling so bad because everyone was camping and no one was showering, and I was working there, and I was like, I hate all these kids, dude.
It is a stinky
I
time.
hate
It's
these
a lot of
kids.
hormones. It's a lot of awkward. It's a lot of not showering. It's a
Yep.
lot of holding in your poops because you don't want to use that one latrine.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, I can make it.
Yeah,
I can
you
do
get
the
a
whole
badge
weekend.
for holding your shit for a weekend. That's basically what it is.
There was one time in a Boy Scout camp out where it's like most of the time you're only gone for a weekend or like a long weekend, but then like in the summertime you'd be gone at summer camp for like 2 weeks sometimes, right? Or like 10 days to. And I remember being like, I can't make it. I can't. I'm not using that latrine. It's absolutely so gnarly.
Go in the bushes.
I went in the middle, like it just hit me all of a sudden. I'm like, I can't move. Like I'm good. I have to shit right now, right here. And it was on the trail, and I just took a dump on the trail on my way to like where the canoes and stuff were, and then I like played it off and like went to the like canoe zone. And some other kid was like, "You guys have got to come with me. We found the biggest shit ever."
Dude, there must be a bear in
They
these
were
woods.
they were like, "What is
Dude,
this,
how
dude?" I was like, "I don't know, dude."
That's hilarious.
It's just 4 days. of a
Whoa,
kid's
dude.
dump.
And I remember one of the adult like, "We found the biggest shit ever. It's on one unbroken piece."
Sounds like you're eating some good fiber, though, dude. You had a healthy diet, bro.
It was bad though. It
That's
hurt. I
hilarious.
was like giving birth, dude.
Oh, God.
I went like 4 days at 6th grade camp before I broke down and shit.
Yeah.
And they had nice bathrooms.
See,
You just don't want it.
You don't
Want
want
to,
to.
yeah.
Mm.
You don't want it. And like the Boy Scout ones, it like some of them are literally like a hole.
Oh, it's, yeah.
You
no,
know?
No, yeah.
And you're like, "Oh man, I know we're camping, but lie to me."
Exactly. It's a disaster. I want plumbing, dude. Plumbing is huge.
Shitting at a high school when you're in high school feels like you're going to be attacked with bars of soap inside.
It's funny, yeah. I
not
just felt
doing
like I was like someone like and I think I used to do that. Like if I saw my buddy's shoes, I'd hit the stall.
Dude,
If there was a
nightmare.
passing period and
Yeah.
someone was shitting, I'd be like, "Ooh,
Nightmare.
I
was a bad,
went,
yeah, I was
I
annoying.
only went to the nurse's office.
Oh, that's
So
a good one
funny.
to poop in.
It couldn't
Yeah, smart.
go. There
Now-
were no doors on most of the stalls. It
I
was
think
Whoa.
I think when it came with stalls and pooping in the stalls, that the difference between the boys' room and the girls' room is vast. Because
Oh.
when you're a guy in high school or anywhere, and you're in a men's room, if you're in the stall, you're taking a shit.
Yes.
But if you're a woman and you're in the women's room, you have plausible deniability that maybe you're just peeing in there, or you
Could
know
be
what
doing
I mean.
anything.
Where if you're a dude in there and you're
Journaling.
sitting down, you're taking a big loaf.
Yes.
Yeah, you're pinching a hard, hot
Yes.
loaf.
And if we found out that you're in there
You're
peeing
toast.
just sitting down, arguably worse.
And are
If
you
I
at
find that out.
Because you know if you're in that second stall from the wall, that one doesn't like that latch doesn't close all the way.
Never,
One
ever.
good kick and that one's given
Yep,
in.
Yep, and then see you, and then and then this was like I was in high school in the era of like the flip phone.
Oh yeah.
So I'd go in, like fake a picture of a buddy. Oh, I'm sending it to who do you like, dude? I'm sending it to Christy. I'm sending it, dude. I'm letting her know you shit, dude.
See, I remember the flip phone era because I was in high school during that time too. Like I remember the first time my English teacher caught someone in the middle of class with their cell phone out.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, she was like fucking with her phone in her pencil case, and she's like, "I was on my phone." And he's like, "Don't do that. And
Yeah.
but you saw the realization in this man's eyes that he was about to have to deal with this for the rest of his career.
It's so funny.
Where he was like, why do you shouldn't even have that right now.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh no. But I remember being in study hall and this one freaking kid, I think his name was Vinny. Study hall, this was the era when girls were wearing thongs and they had the whale tails.
Yeah.
First of
Classic era. Dude.
bring back whale tails, dude.
Great. Yeah. Good. And Luke, correct, bro. That's when I want to go back to the past.
Yeah,
and
that's
not
what the
change.
history is,
Bring
Dank.
back the whale tails, dude. It's a great era of life, dude.
Bring back the whale tail
It
thong.
should be
It's-
fashionable again.
Yeah, it's all the way up your ass. There's no way it's
I
comfortable.
think they're still out there. I think the jeans have changed. Like they're not low rise or whatever.
We need the low-rise jeans then.
that could be it. We need the combo where the whale tail is a visual
Correct.
center point.
Yes.
Now-
I'm gonna get that for my wife for her birthday.
This chick had a whale tail in my study hall, and Vinny got caught taking a picture of it
Oh,
because
no.
the cell phone camera back then you could
yeah.
not have it go.
Yeah, dude. It went.
and it was dead silent
Oh
there. And it
no.
was like, and she knew right away. She's like, "What the hell?" Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, you're trying to get my whale tail.
Hilarious, dude. Vinny, bro.
Yeah, Vinny went hard.
All right, Luke. What do you got for us, bro? You got anything sick?
Yeah, I have one for you. Before we go on, a whale tail reminded me of something.
Oh, please, let's go.
All right.
We will talk about whale tails for the rest of this pod. If we
I
have to.
mean,
damn it.
I really do think what happened to the whale tail. The whale tail saved the whale tails. you
Yeah,
know?
fuck the real whales.
we don't need real
We
whales.
want the whale tails. I want girls Pacific life in and out there, baby.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I want it. Yeah, I want it to be riding up
Mm-hmm.
like over your hip.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason it should
So
be up that
might as
high.
well be suspenders.
Yes.
At this point.
Yeah, it's flossing. you.
Mhm. Yep.
Me and my wife were me and my
Now
dad-
I just got horny.
Yeah, you're freaking
dude.
hard. So we gotta
Whoa, dude! What just happened?
I'm trying to be your boy. Cut the feet over to me so you can't see his stiffy.
Oh,
if you cut over right now,
Oh, we're good. We're good. Shit, dude. Shit.
full release.
Oh. Feel like Luke on a Brooklyn alley and fucking.
I had to throw my pants away.
Oh, those pants get burnt. Yeah,
They're gone for good. There's no coming back from that. We were on vacay.
Wait, but I hear this whale tail story.
This is a whale tail thing.
Okay.
Where there was a woman who was rocking a whale tail. But we are over in Europe on vacation. We're riding the train around, bopping around different
Very
cities,
nice.
seeing stuff, trying some different yummy treats at the different countries. And I believe we were in Milan.
Milan, yes.
We were in Milan.
Milan, Italia.
Italia. Big time whale tail going down.
Milan, a big city for whale tails. It is a fashion. Maybe that's where the whale tail started.
It probably derived from Milan,
Yes.
northern Italy.
Yes.
I see the whale tail. I make a comment to my wife. I go, whatever happened to freaking whale? Like, bring back whale tails.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I made a comment like, man, I wonder if whale tails are just like, the Italian ladies are just like, let's grip it and rip it on these whale tails. Let's absolutely floss our asses.
Could be functional. They ride scooters around. Maybe that's what you have to hold on to.
Yeah,
if
and
you're
like-
in the back.
And let's have it up so high that when you take a crap, it just bisects the turd. Like you don't even push it to the side or anything. You just leave that thong all the way riding up way high.
There's a copper just going through there, just splits it.
It
Yeah.
just goes it peels it right in half. And my wife says to me, so matter of factly, she's like, "That's a prostitute. Like that's a sex worker." And then I went. I think I give everyone the benefit of the doubt everywhere all the time. That I never know when that's a sex worker.
Yeah.
When that's because I also feel like hooker is a fun word.
very fun word.
But I think you're not allowed to say it anymore. But I'm like, I'm saying it with honor. Like,
yeah, no, this is that
not
is
as a downer.
correct.
But
Yeah.
like, I'll say sex worker. I never know, even if it's like so obvious that is a sex worker. My wife was like, "That's obviously a sex worker," and
Yes.
she was right. She was right.
Really?
It was.
Yeah.
But it made me
Because you
think,
found out, you paid.
because I'm such a freaking chivalrous
Yes,
dog.
exactly. You said, "Let me find out."
Let me offer her a price.
Yes.
Let me see what her wares she is plying. And I'm now zooming that out. Do you feel like when you're out and about that you're like, Boom, right there. I never am.
You know, I'll tell you right now, I think I used to be, I think I can, because working at a hotel, I can see some indicators where I know. And I like, there's somewhere I'm like, oh, yeah, I could see that. But there are some that you just don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
and then there's some where you're like, that's got to be. And you're like, nope, that's just someone airing it all out.
yeah, this is just a fashionable lady. And that's nice.
It was a beautiful day
That's
in our
great.
neck of the woods yesterday, and I was walking around, maybe 2 days ago, and there was a woman who was really airing it out. And I went, and it's been a little chilly lately. It's been jacket
it has
weather.
been, you're right.
And I'm like, oh. And then I'm like second guessing myself, where I'm like, are we plying our wares, or are
Right.
we just living it up because it's fun in the sun again?
Do you walk up to these ladies now and you go, how much?
How much?
How much?
Hi, how much would it cost for you to eat my ass?
Excuse me, miss. When you're done with your Mendocino Farm sandwich, would you like to eat my ass?
Yeah, I see that you're enjoying your Mendocino Farm sandwich, so I assume that your pimp has allowed you a traditional lunch break. But as soon as you clock back in, I'd like to know how much it would cost for you to eat my ass.
It looks like it's 3:30. Would you clock back in at 4? I can hang around at Handel's Ice Cream until, get a nice ice cream, which I'll enjoy. Then you can eat out of my ass.
Yeah, actually, you want to eat my ass before I do the ice cream, because stuff will happen back there, and it's going to be a rough war zone. It's a... I don't know. I wonder how
That's
much
hilarious.
it would cost to get your ass eaten. Probably
No one should go
more.
near my ass.
No one. Mine.
I just had my physical actually at my doctor. Don't go near my ass.
Did your doctor made a comment?
I have hemorrhoids.
He says, he goes, just so you know, he's like, you're tip top physical shape, but I'm just letting you know, man to man, your ass tastes like shit.
Yeah, exactly. He gave me a really in-depth
He
physical,
like
dude.
absolutely ate your ass out hard. So I'm just letting you know, no one else should do that. Medically, your ass should be off limits just from how I was eating it right now.
He put on gloves just to put his mouth on.
Yeah, just
he
to pry
he
cheek.
put his gloves on and then opened my ass with his mouth and face and got right in there.
He didn't even touch it. Yeah, he's like full Christ air.
Well, we were in the bathroom at Mendocino Farms. I hadn't cleaned it in a while, so he did put some gloves on just to touch the walls and stuff, and then got in there.
But it's got to be more expensive to have that sex worker eat your ass than for you to eat their ass.
I think so.
'Cause
Oh, yeah.
that's more work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
yeah.
100%.
It's probably it's got to be among one of the more expensive things, right?
I think it'd be up there.
We should look up the history of the world's oldest profession.
You're not wrong. Next episode. Next time you're on, let's do it. That sounds like a really fun episode. That
Yeah.
will probably do pun intended banger numbers.
Yeah, and then we'll say too much bad words, and they'll immediately get
Yes.
demonetized.
I got to tell you, history is dank as dank. There's got to be something going on. And Luke, I'm not blowing smoke up my own butt. This pod should be huge.
I agree.
Should be huge. What's going on?
And now that I'm here and I'm ruining it,
Nope, you're here making it a lot better. I'm having a blast.
I mean, you definitely.
This is really fun. I mean, dude, usually it's over here. I mean, Aaron's a beast. I'm bouncing stuff on Aaron, but Aaron's beast mode on the sticks. He's working over there, So I love having you here. And
Dude, it's good to be here. And I'll ask Aaron, do you think if I wasn't here that he would have ever talked about a turd getting bisected by a really tight thong?
No.
no,
See, I'm adding something
yeah,
then.
exactly. I would be thinking about it.
You'd be thinking, about, it. This is whether or not it would come up during the history
Correct.
segment.
Correct.
Do we want to rip a little history?
I
talk?
think should we hit a little? Let's rip a little history right now.
Let's do it.
So we're gonna get into corrupt politics. Seem to be on everyone's mind right now.
'Tis the season.
So exactly. So I looked up, and this is from history class that you may have, when you mentioned your AP history class. Boss Tweed. You always hear this name. This is American history. Boss Tweed. This is in the Gilded Age, 1850s New York. He was a guy who famously, basically, he was so corrupt. The only thing that could bring him down were these drawings by a famous cartoonist, this guy, Thomas Nast, who also, Luke, fun fact, do you ever think about, I just went to the World War II Museum in New Orleans.
Oh, no,
and
it's
you know how
top
there's-
of the line.
Dude, it's amazing.
Really
And
good.
You know how there's Uncle Sam?
Sure.
We want you. I'm like, who's Uncle Sam? Where did this come from? Why? It's this guy, bro. Thomas Nast
Thomas
invented.
Nast?
He invented Uncle Sam.
In his own likeness?
No,
Oh,
no,
he
just
didn't
like
look like him.
just created this character for like America, like pretty badass. And obviously it was used in World War II, but was developed way before that.
If we were gonna update Uncle Sam though to reflect more modern tastes,
Yeah.
I'm thinking we would have like a pretty buxom vixen. Would be like
Uncle Sam would be,
Or Uncle Sam
an
would just be
OnlyFans,
Elon.
goth, big-titted goth, pointing at you. I want you.
I want
And
you.
then enlist. Yeah, exactly.
I want to have all your kids.
Yes,
and I want
exactly.
your bad personality to not be a reason why I leave.
I want you despite your despite you. I want you.
I'm your
Hilarious.
property.
He also invented the modern image of Santa Claus.
Ooh.
Like the jovial, like American Santa Claus. Like you go to like Germany, it's like it's
Krampus.
Saint Nicholas or Krampus or like someone else. Like
This angular,
yes.
weird, wiry looking guy.
He made this jovial, like fat dude, and not related to Boss Tweed, who was for the time basically like a D3 offensive lineman's build, like 6 foot, 300 pounds, which back then.
There weren't that
Everyone
many
was
of them.
like skinny, like imagine like in every World War II picture you've seen. Granted, all these soldiers are malnourished.
Yeah, they're
but
all
like,
5'4".
yeah, people don't have nutrients. Like this is 1850s. Irish is coming over from a potato famine. They're starving. The Irish is famously the vote that he swayed to really build up his corrupt.
Boss Tweed.
The boss.
He sounds like a cartoon.
Okay, Luke, I'm glad you brought this up because he's famous for saying. He goes, my constituents can't read, but damn it, they can see his drawings. And he goes, better than any newspaper article or political opponent, authorities. He says the biggest thing that contributed to his downfall were Thomas Nast's cartoons. And Aaron, I brought one up here that you can see. So that's him, and you can just see him being like,
It's pretty sick.
yeah, dude, great drawing, good shading. That's as long as I can count the votes. What are you gonna do about it? Say. So this is from Harper's Weekly, October 7th, 1871.
But we are just essentially Boss Tweed was basically just being like, this dude is fat shaming me.
He should have, honestly, if he had a better PR team, yeah, he should have come at that angle.
But if you're a big beefy boy back in the like 1850s or something, wasn't being like truly beefed out a sign that you kind of got it like that?
Correct. It was good. And he was powerful, and he was big, and he was intimidating, and he bullied people, and he got his quote unquote cronies. The cronyism comes from these political machines. That term comes from this era of him. He was democratic, brought in these Irish votes, would count ballots, would do fake voting where he'd do it in a different hat, like an old do a
sketch
circle comedy thing, like sneaking into a rated R movie, have him come and vote again, and would put his own buddies and cronies in positions, and then famously stole millions of dollars from the city of New York to line his own pockets, city funding, stuff that we're still yelling about today.
just blatant, horrible corruption.
Yes, and like untrackable, and really his biggest downfall was these cartoons, and that's what ended up.
He's like,
getting
these cartoons
him.
make me look fat.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, dude, I don't look like that.
I don't freaking look like that.
I don't look like that.
I look like a beefcake.
Yeah, I'm freaking chill, dude.
I went to Bowling Green.
I'm a left
I played
tackle,
lineman
dude.
at for Bowling
Yeah,
Green.
Bowling Green. Dude, he definitely went to Bowling Green.
It's D1 though.
So Tammany Hall, which is a theater now, that's famously where he, his whole political machine was based out of. Tammany Hall, named after Chief Tamaned of the, which tribe is it here? He's known as the Affable One.
Pretty sick.
He was the principal Lenai Lenape leader. I'm probably saying that wrong. More famous in Pennsylvania.
You gave it a rip.
Thank you. I'm trying to make some magic happen up here. Chief Tamaned was famously signed like a treaty and was accepting and peaceful towards the Quakers in Pennsylvania and William Penn, and in fact even had a sick ass belt, with wampum seed belt, and then had an image of William Penn, like they did this treaty under the elm, they call it, where like they're shaking hands, and it's basically saying like, hey, we'll be peaceful among each other. You can have this section of the land, and will live in peace. Of course, later
Screwed
on, the
over
white settlers
right away.
Fucking that was terrible. But was a peaceful, good guy, and gave William Penn a belt where he's fucking dapping it up. So it was like one of the first instances of a sick dap up.
Did Thomas? He needed to rip a cool cartoon of that.
I know he should have. Yeah, I wish he would have done that.
I like though that just rewinding to Boss Tweed being like, "Oh, I'm freaking taken out by these cartoons where I look chonked.
Yeah,
why are you getting me so chonked in my cartoons?" I like that was like enough to sway public opinion that it's like maybe we shouldn't let this guy absolutely dismantle the city.
I know, dude, it's so true. Like, because dude, it's literacy. People couldn't read. They looked at the newspaper. They look at the picture. I mean, I still do it.
The Irish still can't.
Yeah, the Irish exactly. They're still struggling with words, dude. And fucking it was powerful. A picture's worth 1,000 words. So he swayed public opinion, dude. They say one person can't make a difference. This guy did. Granted, he worked in collaboration with the New York Times a lot to really take him down, and then differing political rivals. But he ended up going to jail for several years, made bail. Boss Tweed made bail, and then skipped out on bail to Spain.
Oh,
but then was extradited back to the United States and died in jail in like 1873 or 76, and he was only 55.
Damn! So the guy was putting in some work early on because he looked old in that cartoon.
Yeah.
So I'm now understand why he was like, "This sucks. You are making me look not very good, and I got to go over to Spain and absolutely slam on that jambon."
Oh, he was having some jambon carved right off there. And this guy was having cured meats left and right.
This guy was absolutely going to town on delicious tapas.
Yes. And honestly, maybe was seeing some whale tails.
I think the Spanish probably get down on their fair share of whale tails in Barcelona.
Oh, and maybe in Ibiza or Mallorca, the Iberian Peninsula.
What's up with the TH? Because a B is like a Z is a TH and a C is a TH? Esperanza?
I think it's like an accent.
Oh, it's an accent.
I think it's like an accent. I think it's like,
Ibiza.
How someone from the what do people in the Midwest say that's different from people?
They say, Tanner, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, Luke, that's how you test a Midwest accent, am I right?
Pretty much.
However you say, Tanner, fuck you, dude.
Tanner, fuck off, dude. Deshaun Watson did nothing wrong.
Never mind how you say water or water or drawer or drawer.
I do say warsh, but I know I don't think I'm saying WASH. I'm just referring to that as I'm gonna wash that.
I'm gonna wash that down.
I'm gonna
wash it down.
I'm gonna wash that back.
I'm gonna find her. I'm gonna hurt her. It's my favorite line from Mission Impossible 3 when fucking Philip Seymour Hoffman wakes up. Do you have a wife? I'm gonna find her. I'm gonna hurt her. It's so good, dude.
He's got his eyes closed. He's
so good.
He knows
He's like, look, you have me captured. Like he's captured by Ethan Hunt at that time, and Tom Cruise talk could also be another segment on this podcast. We brought him up twice now.
Yo, yeah.
But he gets captured in like a C-34 transport plane or whatever, and he's in there in the cargo hold, and he's tied up, but he has the ultimate status in the scene where he's just so put upon to hurt Ethan Hunt's wife. He's like, who do you love? I'll find her and I'll hurt her.
Yeah, he's
so good.
Even though he is presumably down and out at this moment, but he's like, no, I'm gonna do it.
It's
You're
his
making
character.
me do it.
Exactly, it's his low point. He's like, I'm so evil. This is what I do. You can't control me.
You can't control me, and I don't even care if you drive a motorcycle at me while I'm on a motorcycle and we jump off our motorcycles at the last second to fight. Or that's two.
I think that's two. That's the one with it's two with John Woo where it's doves every other scene.
Yeah.
3 is the one that opens up where he's like free climbing a
Moab.
cliff.
Nope, that's 2.
That's
two
two.
too?
Yep.
I got 2. I think 3 was like, is 3 the one
3
where he
might
has
be
like
the worst
poison?
one.
Where he's like, he has like a neurotoxin in him or
Yeah.
something? Okay.
Yeah.
That one is not
a
very good
Carrie
one.
Russell with it, yeah.
Oh, Carrie Russell, nice.
Yeah.
What's the show that she was in that my wife loves?
Felicity.
Yep, exactly, dude.
Or The Americans.
Americans, yep.
Hear those? were
Felicity's
pretty
good. Famously, haircuts when Felicity cut her hair.
Yep. Killed the show.
Yep, really bad.
Sorry.
A bad haircut can ruin you. Boss Tweed's hair, though, in this don't look so bad. I'm feeling pretty freaking sick. Do you want to hit one more segment and then maybe bone out? Or a couple? You want to do a couple? We got a little time. Aaron, how we looking?
We're at 50, almost 55 minutes.
Cool.
Oh, we can do it real quick.
Yeah, let's go.
Rip and rip.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, this isn't. This is just a quick gear shift to like, what something that you. This is a really half-assed segment, but this is what I thought of.
Let's go.
Which is, what's something good or bad that you just clear as day remember your dad telling you growing up?
Hilarious.
Like a piece of dad advice, or not even advice. It could just be like, your dad said this thing, and you're like, why is that, of all the things he ever said, that stuck in my head?
I have one immediately.
All right.
That will never leave. Do you remember Go-Gurt?
Oh, sure.
My dad goes, we're at the grocery store, and I wanted Go-Gurt, and my dad goes, Go-Gurt's for idiots.
He's right.
It's true. And he goes, get a regular yogurt. He's like, I'll get you a yogurt. He goes, but get like a Yoplait or whatever.
You're not getting Go-Gurt.
He goes, no, Go-Gurt's for idiots. Dude.
That's exactly what I mean when I said.
It's true. It's true.
That stuck with you.
I have many of this for this segment. Oh, this is a great segment.
It's
a great segment.
And I bet now, every time you reach for a Go-Gurt, you hear it echo in your head. Where you're like, no.
I've literally never had a Go-Gurt.
Really?
I've never had a Go-Gurt.
Oh, dude. Well, I'm an idiot. So I was absolutely slamming Go-Gurts.
Because imagine when you eat it.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, it's stupid.
It's stupid.
What is it, an Otter Pop? No, just get Otter Pops were great, though.
Those are good.
Those were fucking good.
I like that.
Does a Go-Gurt come with a spinner hat?
You're a dunce. You're a dunce. My dad caught me.
And no jacket and no napkins. You're not ready for anything.
Dude, this girl. The longer story short, I was gonna
take your time. I love this.
No, I was like wanting to hook up with this girl in high school, and she was like, "You should come over to my house," and I was like, "Sick, I would love that." And she goes, and then she said, "Do you shave your pubes?" And I was like, "Definitely." I was like, "For sure." She's like, "Nice," because my last boyfriend, like, he did, and then it was great. He was like out of control. It was gross. I went, "No problem. I definitely shave." And I'm saying that knowing like untouched Brillo pad.
I gotta go home. Yeah,
so thick, so dark black. It's purple in the light.
Thinking in your head, like, does Supercuts do pubes?
Like you could fire a 38 at it, and I wouldn't feel it.
It's bulletproof.
Yeah, like it is absolutely like
it's the ancestral beard of the nether region.
Fully, it's my my masculinity beard is my absolute Brillo pad thicket. But I go home, and my dad would get home from work. I usually had like an hour before when I got off the bus before he got home or whatever. Right?
Yeah, go home, sandwich, jack off, hang out,
exactly.
Freedom, liberty.
You got an hour
to
detox before everyone else is in your grill. And I got home, I'm in our bathroom, and just doing my best, essentially dry shaving my pubes.
Oh,
like I don't know what I'm doing. It's not going well at all.
You don't have a buzzer?
No, I didn't have a buzzer. It was like just doing my best.
Oh, man.
Not going well at all. Of course, my dad comes home early and sees what I'm, because, I grew up, we had one bathroom. I didn't grow up in a big house. One bathroom, my dad's like, whoa. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. He goes, he doesn't even get out of he just like leans in the door. He's like, what are you doing? I said, I'm shaving my pubes for the girl I love. And he's like, it's not going to make it look bigger. He's like, was that what you're doing it for? I'm like, no, she just said she likes it, so I'm doing it. And he goes, do girls your age do that? And I'm like, I mean, not all of them, but a lot of them, yeah. A lot of them do. And he goes, he leans on the door frame, and this is the thing that sticks with me. He goes, when I was your age, I wanted my girl to stall a bush hog. Which, Aaron, I don't know if you know what a bush hog is, but it's an open-tooth piece of landscaping equipment that's only job is to chew up bushes. It's like a fucking...
A rototiller.
Yeah. Just like a... Yeah.
I'm picturing like an old-timey lawnmower. Like
pretty much,
40s.
But open-faced, the teeth... He goes,
like
I
that
want
scene
my girl.
in fucking Point Break that Utah almost gets his face put in.
That.
Yeah.
That thing, the thing like a wood chipper.
Yeah.
Without a guard on it. Like an open mouth wood chipper. He wants his girl, my mom, to stall a bush hog. So it would be so much that it stops working. It's so fucking wild.
Dude, I'm gonna say that for I want my girl to stall a bush
I
hog.
want my girl to stall a bush hog.
Dude, that's amazing, dude.
Oh,
That's
man.
hilarious.
Yeah.
He grew up on that 1970s, Playboy magazine. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Dude?
yeah.
Like that was the style.
That was
dude.
their whale tail. Like the hair was
Yeah.
almost its own underwear.
Yeah.
I can't
It
do
was
that.
almost a Mr. Monopoly mustache thing, like a
Full.
monocle. You could put a monocle down there.
There was definitely a nudie mag or two that I saw that was from like the 70s where you're like, it's impressive the amount of pubic hair you have. Like it almost looks
Dude,
like you're
yeah.
wearing panties over
Dude,
top.
I found my dad's. We were like moving, and he had all of his stored in a box. But like it was funny because they were so old, like they were from 70s, maybe even 60s. I don't know. That at that point it was like kind of like art. Even my
Yes.
mom was like, "Oh yeah,
Those are classic.
Yeah, the classic ones. Yeah, no, be careful with those."
Yeah, those are those are family heirlooms.
exactly.
We pass those down.
Exactly.
My dad brought home one of those like calendars from the auto shop.
Yep.
like,
Oh, dude, yeah,
and it was just like, whoa,
yeah.
tan lines and hair.
What was your favorite month, dude?
I did
Your
not-
birth month?
I didn't have one, man. It was. I still can't even get near that.
All I know is she
Yeah.
left
All
a
of 'em
freaking
was stuck
snail
together.
trail on a Camaro, dude.
That's a great segment. What was that segment called again, please?
That's something that stuck with you from that your dad said. What's something your
Bad
dad
dad
said?
advice, or just dad? Yeah, something your
Or
dad
just a dad
said.
saying,
Because you know what? That's historical.
"Go-gurts are for idiots."
Wait, what did you say? What?
Go-gurts are for idiots is really good. I
Bro.
like that. That's the one that right away you're like,
It's a core memory of mine. It's a core memory. It's so funny, dude.
that's a good one.
Yeah, stuff your dad said that stuck with you. That's so funny, dude. That's hilarious. Do you have another quick banger, or should we call it? I mean, it's been high and tight. We're here at about an hour. I don't know.
My dad, I got another thing that was more recent about my dad
I'd
said
love
that
to-
stuck in
I'd
my
love
craw.
to hear it, dude.
My dad was sick in 2017. He had pancreatic cancer, but he's still alive. He's still
Oh,
kicking.
let's
Impressive.
go.
He's pretty wild. That's usually a get killed one.
Yep.
But he was talking about like the process of going through chemotherapy, and he goes, man, I'll tell you what I don't miss is he's like, it makes you not want to eat food anymore. Like food like turns to ash in your mouth, and you really don't. And he goes, let's not even get to talking about chemo farts.
Oh,
And
man.
I was like, chemo farts are bad? And he goes, he goes like, flies would leave dog shit to swirl around my ass. I just like, flies would leave dog shit to swirl around.
Dude, your dad's got some great sayings.
He's got some like, he's a fucking.
Where's he from? Is he from Ohio?
He's
like
from
Cincinnati?
Cincinnati.
Born and raised,
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
yeah.
But yeah, flies would leave dog shit swirl around my ass.
Dude, that's incredible. It's great to have sayings like you got to have these sayings, dude.
And those are the ones that stick in your brain.
I
where you go,
want
that's
my
so
girl,
stupid.
my girl to what is it? Hold up a.
To stall a bush hog.
That's amazing.
A bush hog.
I want my girl to stall a bush hog. That's hilarious.
That's a lot of pubes out there. Let us hear it in the comments if you like pubes.
Yes.
Or what your dad said.
And let us know if you miss any segments we did last time that you want us to bring back. Or if
like
you hate
this
them,
being about
don't let us
history at
know.
all.
Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing.
Sorry.
I'm thinking for this. I like the quick dose of history, and I like that we're cutting it up and fleshing it out, baby, and exploring new things because, hey, Dad's passing us knowledge of, I want my girl to stall a bush hog, is that's important stuff. That's more important stuff than fucking 4 and stuff. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Well, it's a different kind of history. It's a personal history
yeah,
than a society was shaped by it history.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
and both count.
And both count.
Both count.
And I'd love it if Thomas had made a pretty wild little cartoon about a Brillo pad thicket of pubes so thick that it breaks a piece of industrial landscape.
Dude, we should honestly try to find that.
It exists.
And we could probably make it. AI could probably make that in the vein of a Thomas Nast cartoon nowadays,
That's a good application
or
for
a dude who's a
AI.
good driver. That's what all AI should be used for, in my opinion. That and like, why also just quick AI rant It's not an episode without it. It's not a podcast with two white dudes if we don't do an
If
AI
we don't talk
rant.
about how the future is now
Yes.
with AI.
Welcome to the future. This is a segment we call The Future Is Now. How come AI is like, we both work in entertainment, like why is it writing scripts and doing, how come AI can't just do laundry, clean my fucking house so I can hang out?
Yeah.
Why can't we just have AI do stuff like that?
Yeah, why is AI doing like bad art?
It's taking my dreams. Why? Yeah, why?
Why
Why
AI
does it
doing
have to
bad
take
art?
my dreams? Why can't it make my bed?
Yeah, how about do all my math homework, nerd?
Yes.
That's
yes.
probably what you're better at.
It's something I want to bully. I want to catch AI taking a shit and be like, ooh,
Yeah, I want
dude.
to kick in the fucking door on
Yeah.
AI taking a
Yeah.
hot squeaker.
Yeah.
And I was like, we heard you fart, so we knew it was shit.
Yeah.
We knew you weren't peeing in here. And it would be, and if you're in school and you were in the sitting down to pee, they would have
Yeah.
got you then too.
Yep.
There's no winning with this AI.
Nope. And bring back whale tails.
Bring back whale tails, and we want that to be on both of our tombstones.
Amen. That's our epitaph. This has been History is Dank. Boss Tweed, Aaron on the sticks, Luke Null. Let's
Big
go.
ups.
Catch you guys in the next one.